Oh, so you're the type of vets that eat your own patients, are you? You have blood on your hands! If you're not vegan, you're an animal abuser! I've been forced into bankruptcy as a result of a defamation case where I was found to be unsuccessful, owing a vet clinic $320,000 in damages. I don't appreciate you enslaving animals and forcing them into murder factories. And that doesn't even include their legal costs, putting my debt to over $500,000. But it isn't over yet. There is yet another defamation case against me. A restaurant who banned all vegans from their venue is suing me. Animals feel pain!
She's got away with little misdemeanors, small little slaps on the wrists, a couple of $100 here, $500 there. She doesn't care. So I've gone for suing her, as full defamation.
Hey, what's good, guys? Miss Tash Peterson, or as some of you may refer to her as, that vegan teacher's daughter.
Are you celebrating Christmas with a Holocaust? If you're not vegan, you're no different to a Nazi serial killer. Non-vegans are no different to Nazis. Animal abusers, stop laughing at their screams, you disgusting psychopathic asshole.
Jesus Christ, lady, calm down.
What is wrong with you if you're laughing? You're a f***ing psychopath. You smile because you have blood on your hands because you're a guilty piece of shit. Listen to their screams.
Has gifted us with another update on the lawsuit situation. Now, I mentioned in the previous video that there was more to her lawsuits than the one that she was talking about, where she was fined $500,000. Now, the veterinary clinic was apparently awarded $320,000, but with all the court fees and all that yada yada nonsense, it came out to over $500,000, forcing Tash Peterson and her dickhead boyfriend into bankruptcy.
We are officially bankrupt and our passports are being taken away from us.
That's right, and this came as a result for a defamation trial that we were unsuccessful in, and we now owe over $500,000 to a vet clinic.
And on top of that, our personal accounts have been wiped, which means we have no money for everyday living expenses.
Yeah, so we're going to now head into a bankruptcy office and we're going to officially surrender our passports.
Yes, so our money can be taken from us and so can our passports, but our voices for non-human people will never be taken away from us, and we'll never stop speaking up for the victims of animal exploitation and the animal holocaust. Adios, passports.
Now, what has also come up in this new video is them talking about the tax evasion that she was accused of, and the tax revenue service department or whatever actually looking into that. So that's something that's probably going to have to come to light soon. And in addition to that, she mentions the lawsuit that she has with the fire restaurant that had sued her a couple years ago, and that is still an ongoing thing, which I also mentioned. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to talk about this new update, as well as a tax evasion claim and what led to the lawsuit from the fire restaurant. And that's where we're going to start.
Screens aren't playing. The sounds you hear now are pigs screaming for their lives inside carbon dioxide gas chambers. They burn from the inside out. You're responsible for their murder if you're not vegan, and their blood is on your hands. Animals want to live. Animals want to live. Watch Dominion on YouTube for the truth. Animals want to live. Animals feel pain. Animals have families. Their bodies. Their lives. Their milk. Their eggs. Animals want to live. Come on, Joey. Animals feel pain.
Yo, real quick interruption here, but look at this soft vegan loon here throwing a fake punch. Can't even control their temper. It's so pathetic.
Their bodies.
So this restaurant, I believe, was in Perth, Australia, and Tash Peterson and her goons all rolled up here, think they're all a bunch of badass activists. They went in there, performed their typical disruptive bullshit protests in a private establishment, a place where you cannot do this sort of activity, and they were promptly kicked out, but they fought tooth and nail to stay in, screaming, playing animal noises, and just being the biggest public nuisances they could possibly be. until they were all booted out. Now, what you just saw was only the first time that they came here. Now we're gonna look at another clip of them actually being escorted out, shoved out, really.
Okay.
Psychopath!
There you go.
You have blood on your hands! If you're not vegan, you're an animal abuser! Watch Dominion on YouTube for the truth! Listen to their screams! Animal abusers! Total losers! They're bodies! Animals want to live! Animals feel pain! Their lives! Animals want to live! Animals feel pain! Their bodies! Their lives! Animals want to live! Animals feel pain! Their bodies! Their lives! Animals want to live! Animals feel pain!
But they came back another time where they protested from the outside. Now, the first time, so the restaurant owner, John Mountain, actually banned all vegans from his restaurant after Tash Peterson's initial protest there. And as a result, Tash Peterson and her goons came back for round 2.
Pardon?
I said, this is my licensed premises here. So go away, the police will be called.
Following round 2, John Mountain sought legal action against Tash Peterson, just as he should. Now, this incident did bring a lot of publicity to his restaurant, but it also brought a lot of hate to his family. So this is his statement about the lawsuit. He says, "It's not from her direct that I'm getting issues, it's from all the followers and the hundreds and thousands of people that look at her post." Mr. Mountain added, "So I've gone for suing her as full defamation. It's causing me huge amounts of distress. He alleges he has received death threats daily as a result of the social media posts. It's not good, it's not nice, it's not funny at all." And then he goes on talking about the mental health toll that it has taken upon him.
Okay, it needs to end, and it needs to end completely and utterly. And it's not. She's just constantly posting things that it's not from her direct that I'm getting issues. It's from all then the followers and the hundreds of thousands of people that look at her posts, and then I constantly get death threats. I constantly get daily death threats and, terrible emails and it's just too much. It really is too much. So I've decided to... It's not been fair that the penalty has never matched the crime. She's got away with little misdemeanors, small little slaps on the wrists, a couple of $100 here, $500 there. She doesn't care. So I've gone for suing her, as full defamation. It's causing me huges, if that's a word, amounts of distress.
So death threats on a daily basis. Seriously, it's come to this.
Deb, you wouldn't believe it, that much so that I've even set up its own Instagram page. It's only Fire Fans, and that's all the disgusting things that people send to me. I screenshot them and put them on that. That's the only thing that keeps my mental health going, to be honest.
It even escalates to the point where his wife left him because his wife wasn't about all of the publicity, the death threats, and being attacked. Like, she just couldn't handle it and decided it was best for her to just get out of the marriage, which is another thing that caused him a lot of issues and a lot of emotional distress. And as such, he is fully within his rights to sue her for emotional damages, for financial damages, whatever it is. Whatever damage was inflicted upon him, he has absolutely every right to sue Tash Peterson for it, because again, this is a private establishment and he was there. The owner of this establishment was there kicking these people out of his business, and they were like trespassing because he was telling them they couldn't be there, and this is a private business. You have no business being inside of a private establishment if you are not participating in whatever it is the private establishment is offering you, and you cannot just go in there and just conduct this disruptive protest with no consequences. So as a result, Tash is getting sued. And she absolutely 100% deserves this. Now, this is on top of the lawsuit that she already lost defaming that veterinary clinic. Just as a reminder, I'll go ahead and roll the short clip of her defaming that clinic right now.
Oh, so you're the type of vets that eat your own patients, are you?
Yeah, I do eat meat, but I don't eat dogs and I don't eat cats, and I don't appreciate you pushing your agenda on my personal...
I don't appreciate you enslaving animals and forcing them into murder factories.
Animals.
Bring the police.
What if they were dogs?
Yeah, what if there was a dog in there? What if there's a dog or a cat? Just
We
kept
need-
outside in the cage.
I have a dog in a cage out the back at the moment receiving treatment. Am I enslaving it?
So this is what resulted in that $500,000 that she and her boyfriend had to pay, and losing their passports for going bankrupt. Now she says that she's not going to let this bankruptcy stop her.
I've been forced into bankruptcy as a result of a defamation case where I was found to be unsuccessful, owing a vet clinic $320,000 in damages. And that doesn't even include their legal costs, putting my debt to over $500,000. During the trial, I was forced to produce financial and bank statements because their lawyer was trying to claim that I did animal rights activism for financial gain. The judge denied this claim. The opposing lawyer also accused me of tax fraud, a serious allegation which again the judge found to be untrue. This accusation led to the Australian Tax Office auditing me for over 2 years' worth of income, and this lawyer is now being investigated by the WA Legal Board. But it isn't over yet. There is yet another defamation case against me. A restaurant who banned all vegans from their venue is suing me. I may be bankrupt, but I'm not broken, and I'm certainly not going to stop speaking up for the victims of the animal holocaust.
And it's also important to note that the prosecutors against her were trying to argue that she used this animal rights activism as a way to gain money. And supposedly the judge said, nah, that's not what was happening, which I think is crazy because she absolutely does do that. I mean, she uses it to promote her OnlyFans account, which is how she makes the majority of her money. Now, it was also brought up that there was the tax evasion thing, where she also said, the judge said, nope, not happening. But I don't think the judge has the power in this situation without the evidence, the information that they need, because they need the audit, right? She mentions that there was an audit after this that the prosecutors then, kind of greenlit going forward, and that's going to be something that's going to come back and bite her in the ass, because supposedly she made $400,000 in a single year and only reported $70,000 to the government, to the revenue service, and only paid taxes on that $70,000, which means there's about $330,000 in taxable income that was not reported. Now, this is alleged. I couldn't find any concrete evidence on this, but if this hadn't happened, what would be the reason that they'd be willing to go forward with this audit to investigate this further? It seems like something quite plausible. She tries to play it off as if she did nothing wrong. Well, the judge said I didn't. That doesn't matter. The judge doesn't have the information. The judge doesn't have the evidence. This isn't exactly what the lawsuit was about. So, of course, they're going to have incomplete information for this, but it did open up the avenue for the revenue service to audit her. So yeah, Miss Trash Shitterson here is in hot shit. She really is. She is in a lot of trouble financially and everything, legally, and it's about damn time. She was doing this activism, in quotes, in public or in private establishments. You cannot do that. In public, sure. But even then, some of the things that she did in public probably wouldn't fly. I mean, running around the Louis Vuitton butt naked covered in her own period blood. I don't know if that would have been okay in public. I'm not super familiar with the laws in Australia, but beats me. Either way, the punishment fits the crimes. This is absolutely 100% what needed to happen. I don't know how she was so clueless, so naive, so self-absorbed and narcissistic, too narcissistic, to realize that what she was doing was illegal, defamatory, and was going to come back and bite her in her vegan ass. But yet, here we are.